4.5 to go, and I'm still going to say Remco Evenepoel is a favourite in this situation. He's got a really good punchy finish. He's hard to beat in a sprint of a small group. But Wout Poels is a guy who is much faster than he physically looks. You'd look at him and say, well, a string bean can't sprint, but he has got some serious power, and he's really cunning, tactically good. I won't count Wout Poels out of it in a sprint finish.
It's roundabout time for those out front, while we're busy looking at this battle for the final peak amongst the Spanish riders here. Remco Evenepoel keeps coming up, marshalling this and just saying, are you kidding me? Come on, guys, settle down. Meanwhile, 3.7 kilometers from home means we're just on a little bit of a kink here. The road goes towards the left. It will soon go towards the right, and then with 3 kilometers remaining, it opens up more or less straight, save for the roundabouts that pepper it. There's one at 2.2, there's one at 1.5, there's one at 750, and then I believe we take a quarter of a roundabout, which is our final turn, which comes at about 450 meters to go. So it's all about who has got something here, and it might get a bit cat and mousey. Let's see, somebody will have the idea of going very, very long, but we'll see whether that strategy works as well. Remco Evenepoel, he tried to distance everyone on the descent, didn't quite get the jump. I'm just wondering whether he believes, I mean, surely if it's a sprint situation, he's going to have some confidence at the end. 3 kilometers to go, marker then, and the road straightens out. It does rise and fall, and in fact we've actually got a drop off, a rather strange one, in at the 2 kilometers to go marker. So they come down this little descent, they'll then pick it back up ever so slightly, and in fact there's kind of a pick up to the ramp. 2.7 kilometers from home then. We are nearly there, Robbie.
And that chase group signalled at 17 seconds. I think it even looks a tiny bit less than that. That's with Rubio, Tiberi, Bardet, Martinez, Kelderman and Prudhomme. So there is a chase group behind our 5 leaders, and that's why it's staying so cohesive. A few looks over the shoulders, but this is good for Remco Evenepoel, because if they had too much of a gap, you'd get that cat and mouse early, he'd have to negate attacks, and it's going to open things up to a tactical attacking battle. Now that they're being chased, none of them want to see more riders return, particularly not a group of 7 who can really complicate matters. So they're riding really well together as a well-drilled unit to hold off the chase before they start thinking about how they're going to win the stage for themselves. But the longer this goes on and the closer that chase stays, it's going to keep them together, keep them working well, and I think that's an advantage for Remco Evenepoel and bringing it down to a sprint.
1.7 kilometers to go, so another roundabout just up ahead of them. They may well be able to spear through it because it's good highway roads at the moment. Yeah, the chase group has got Rui Costa, who has basically been within that group saying, no, I'm not riding. I don't care. Do you care? He may well have been found out today. 1,400 meters to go then. Another roundabout right now. They're spearing through them because they are quite broad. As you can see, another one dealt with. 1,200 meters marker, and they're still looking at each other. Well, Poels comes through almost reluctantly, but they don't want to lose too much power. Evenepoel goes over to the other side of the road as if to say, I'm not dropping in front of anyone. I want to go towards the back of this group as it stands at the moment. He's had a good look at just about everybody. And there is the Flamme Rouge, which means that we have another roundabout almost immediately, and then the left-hand turn is coming up here, Robbie.
Coming up, and you look at the men with the richest palmarès and the most experienced. Evenepoel, he dropped back into the 4th position, but Poels tracked him all the way. He's chosen his wheel. He said, I'm following Remco. They've got the other 3 sitting in front of them. So perfect situation for these 2 as they flick-flack through in the final kilometre.
Here we go then, and it's very narrow here. It's a good job there's not a big bunch. They clearly weren't expecting one. Sanchez stays in the air. He's over to the other side of the road. He may well just roll through. Van Eetveld is looking very twitchy. He's got Evenepoel on his back wheel. Here comes Wout Poels. He's going to cut up the inside. Evenepoel knows he's going. He goes straight onto his wheel right now. Here's that turn, and there's not much ground left here, and Wout Poels has got the jump on everybody. Evenepoel's dragging his way through this. Pelio Sanchez is also here, trying to get into the aero tunnel here. Can't quite get there in time, I don't think. Remco Evenepoel. Wout Poels, is he going to mug everybody? Here comes Evenepoel coming up onto his back wheel, onto his shoulder. It's going to come down to the throw, is it? Poels kicks attacks again. He's got terrain with him. Evenepoel coming up on the line. Paul just gets there. Denies Remco Evenepoel. And a bash on the bar here from Pelio Sanchez as well. Wout Poels has done it. Nailed it. That was brilliant. You could see the disquiet there from Remco Evenepoel. But nonetheless, what a fabulous winner. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.